Demolition Man is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Arrow Video. It can be found as a limited edition, available at your local and online retailers. I can honestly say I've seen this film probably dozens of times over the years. It's one of my favorite action films from the 90s. This is peak Sylvester Stallone in his action movie era, and of course, Wesley Snipes as Simon Phoenix is one of the great baddies of that decade. We also get an early Sandra Bullock role just before she went big in Speed. It's funny, watching it in 2024, you can definitely see some things about that world's 2032 that could actually happen and are close to being a reality, the good and the bad. Still, no three seashells though. I'm also pretty glad that they decided not to turn this into some kind of franchise. I think it would have lost its overall uniqueness and what makes it special. I'm pretty sure some 90s kid in Hollywood is already coming up with a reboot as we speak, but of course, we always have the original, and I'm really glad that Arrow Video decided to take the plunge on this. To me, this is a highly rewatchable and fun action flick, and I'm very thrilled to own it on 4K. Demolition Man on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 239:1. It has native 4K resolution, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision transfer. You also have the choice of the US domestic cut, which features Taco Bell prominently, or the international version, which has Pizza Hut. So really, there's no real difference between the two other than your choice of either Taco Bell or Pizza Hut. Demolition Man on 4K was given a restoration from the 35mm original camera negative by Arrow Video. Unlike a good number of Blu-ray transfers of a certain age, I always found it to be actually a perfectly serviceable looking picture. Here on the 4K, Arrow has somehow improved upon it even further. Blemishes and imperfections are nearly non-existent, and to be fair, the Blu-ray image was also no slouch in this area. Bit rates are strong, as is typical with Arrow Video disc encodes. Grain can be medium, in most cases to heavy and darker scenes, but no less organic. The real improvements begin with the enhanced detail and clarity thanks to the 4K resolution bump. Mind you, there is still some source-related softness here and there, and some of the composite effects do reveal their weaknesses more readily. With that said, textures in general look excellent. Close-ups exhibit very well-defined facial features and costuming, and mid-level shots show beneficial gains as well. The palette gets a nice visual boost courtesy of Dolby Vision. Colors are emboldened in varying degrees. Day sequences, for instance, exhibit a very nice visual flourish. Pops of color push through in the variety of lighting, the neon at the museum, for example, as well as when Lenina and John attempt some futuristic you-know-what. As a whole, though, the visuals are nicely enhanced. Skin tones are natural, and whites look good, though softness can lead to occasional blooming. Black levels are well rendered throughout with deep, inky night scenes and darkened interiors. There is also no crushing witness during my viewing. Demolition Man on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby Atmos audio mix, as well as a 5.1 and 2.0 tracks. The film was given a new Dolby Atmos mix, and I found it to be entertaining, but far from a game changer. To me, it's a big accomplishment that it manages to open up the soundstage quite a bit from the previous Blu-ray's 5.1. Hide activity is used fairly sparingly and mostly complementary in nature. The opening segment in 1996 uses that bit of real estate some, though it's far from dynamic and it doesn't exactly wow you with what it has to offer. It's the action sequences that bring the most up there, quieter moments not so much. The mid-level and rears feel a bit more lively, but once again, it isn't terribly dynamic or fluid. Gunshots, vehicles during the car chase, and bouts of score put in the most effort audio-wise. Dialogue is clean and clear through the center with no issues to report, and the front speakers in their turn do a good job. The low end packs a nice bit of punch and mostly kicks in during the film's many explosions and heavy gunfire scenes. During the climax, when Spartan is grappled by the cryogenic hook, as it hits a barrier, you can feel the thump in the sub. Now, quick aside, I did actually watch the film in its entirety with the international quote-unquote Pizza Hut version, and it's a fun little novelty, but the obvious dubbing when referring to the restaurant was a little off-putting for me personally. The actors themselves did provide the voices, though they're clearly mouthing Taco Bell. There's a good amount of content included with this release, much of it which is newly provided by Arrow Video, but to be perfectly honest, it's not the most exciting. There are 3 separate audio commentaries, 2 of which I believe are brand new for this release. The one I sampled involved the film's director and screenwriter, and it was really good to hear some current recollections about the film from both men. There are features with the stunt coordinator, the production designer, and the special makeup effects artist. Each one contains some pretty good information, but I really enjoyed the Somewhere Over the Rainbow short, which went a little bit more in depth about the film and its comparisons to The Wizard of Oz. There are some other bits of content to dive into, and this is probably just a pie-in-the-sky wishlist item for me personally, but I would have really liked some new retrospective interviews with Stallone, Snipes, and Bullock. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Demolition Man on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A-. Arrow Video's transfer of the film is a very nice upgrade over the Blu-ray and one that should please most fans. Visually, the movie has never looked better as image clarity is nicely enhanced, as is the palette courtesy of Dolby Vision. Check this one out, it's worth the upgrade. For the audio, I scored it an A. The film's sound design benefits nicely with the new Atmos track without fundamentally altering the spirit of the mix. If you're a fan of 90s action flicks, I think you'll be pleased with what Atmos brings to the table. For the extras, I graded them an A-. Arrow Video normally puts together some solid bonus materials for their releases, and thankfully this one is more of the same. Aside from things I mentioned earlier, what is provided I think will please most and perhaps give you more insight into the film itself. So that is my review of Demolition Man on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Arrow Video. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct Amazon link in the comments section. But if you have the disc ready, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.